it's, if you think about it, it's brilliant.
He took reality TV to a whole new level. And he did it when he was an executive. And it is hard to find a programming executive that smart. So, he was always a star on some level, early on in whatever chosen profession was.
I also think it's really hard to be most of them don't want to, but to be an executive and say, now I'm going to transition to talent, which even the ones that want that, that's not just such a given thing. I mean, how many executives can say, no, I just would like to be talent and it's actually going to happen?
Well, I have different thoughts about that for another podcast.
Okay.
But we're just going to continue on in this full-on Andy Cohen episode. Because the only show that we have talked about that is not one of his is the Kardashians. So far, we've hit Andy, and Andy. So I think we should be at least getting a t-shirt. Anyway, you saw something with Kyle and Kathy. Now, people always forget, Kyle, Kathy, and Kim are sisters.
3 sisters. It was one of the nieces. I think this is one of Kim's children's pre-wedding celebration. So not a wedding, not an engagement, just a pre-wedding celebration. And so Kathy and Kyle were both there, which that's not so shocking. They've been in other places together since this fallout from last season with Lisa Rinna.
Let's go back. Let's talk about that for a second, because you need to jog my memory on this. Because I am so deep in my love for all the Below Deck franchises that I think I don't absorb anything from any of the other franchises.
And by the way, because last time, I've now officially lied to you, because last time we did this crossover, I said, but the next time we speak, I'm going to catch up on Below Deck. You need to tell me when the next Below Deck is starting, whatever it is, and I'm going to watch from episode 1 and just
we are in the new season of Sailing Yacht. So you can go back and catch up on that.
What comes after this?
11 episodes in. Then I believe
Mediterranean.
I believe Med comes back, and then OG.
Okay. I will wait to Mediterranean with Sandy and just start from the minute that it starts. And then we can talk about it. Because trust me, I get into Below Deck. Well, yeah, last season, Kathy and Kyle, look, come on, guys, you bring a sibling on a reality TV show, it's not going to end well, right? So Kathy came on her first season. She was beloved. We had this whole thing last season on Beverly Hills and Aspen, where the rumors are she had a complete meltdown. She was in the SUV. They say she used gay slurs. All of this, who knows? But
Kathy, Kim, or Lisa?
Kathy. They say Kathy and Kathy started having a meltdown at the club. Lisa Rinna left with her. Then apparently in this Sprinter and on the way home is when she started using, having a complete meltdown because she didn't get her way. She was using gay slurs, and Lisa Rinna apparently was afraid. She's never seen such a display of a breakdown in her life. And it continued at the house. And so that's where we start with this. And then, Kyle really kind of stays out of it and really doesn't have Kathy's back. She just is this is between the two of you. Now throw in this complicated history between Kathy and Kyle anyway. It's so deep, right? A lot of people were like, is Kyle secretly enjoying this because she would like to say all these things to Kathy? And now after 20 years, she's Lisa Rinna saying all the things there's a lot of psychology behind this, but it didn't end very well. And she certainly didn't throw down to defend Kathy. And, now Lisa Rinna's off the show, and that's a whole nother thing. A lot of people have speculations as to why, and so then Kathy and Kyle really didn't speak after this, filming in a reunion, and Kathy's not back this new season. So they really haven't seen each other. I think they saw each other at one award show, because where else in LA are you going to run into your sister other than the People's Choice, or it was something like that.
Craig's.
Craig's. Polo Lounge, and possibly an award show.
Yeah, or Spago.
or Spago. So something like that. So I think it like they're cordial, but this was, so listen, I don't really read too much into this. Kyle just did an interview like 3 weeks ago or a month ago where she said like, yeah, we're estranged and we've been estranged before and we have to work some things out. To me, it seemed from watching this video, because no one's made a comment since this video. They were doing karaoke to We Are Family by Sister Sledge, which is a great freaking song, right?
Yes.
But, they say, they post it like a family, but no one's really spoken about this. So I don't really know if this means they're completely reconciled. Like, I don't think they went into a corner and really had these conversations, right? But I think they certainly were okay that night. I don't think they're reconciled. I really don't.
Really? Because sisters fight.
They do.
They get over it.
They do, but they've been off and on. Like, I think they'll get over this, but I don't think they've really are over it at the moment.
I would not be surprised if at some point we find out or we see an on-camera discussion, because most sisters and most family members, the fight is always a continuation of something that happened in childhood, whether you realize it or not. And you cut off my Barbie's hair is usually, and somewhere in the underlying fight, I also think everybody, when they're fighting, really does, and I always felt like when you would fight with your parents, you become a belligerent teenager.
Yeah.
I think that's who we are for the rest of our lives. But more fights. Teresa and Melissa.
See, that to me is like, do I think Kathy and Kyle will reconcile, like you said, at some point? Yes. I mean, they even say like, look, this is our family. Welcome to it. It's deep-seated. No, I think Teresa and Melissa are totally different. I think this is it. I mean, they've basically said this. I mean, Teresa said on the reunion to her brother, like basically told Melissa to shut up. She's like, I'm speaking to my brother. This is the last time I'll ever speak to him. I mean, those are actually her exact words. I think this, and that's the other thing. It's like Melissa and she's married to I think it's over between Melissa and her husband, who is Teresa's brother, and Teresa. Do I think, I mean, they make a lot of money, those two. I don't know if New Jersey can come back with both of them. The rumor is, I mean, a lot of people think this is the end for Melissa. I mean, Teresa's not getting fired, love her or don't love her.
No, she's not going anywhere.
So, I mean, look, they've had seasons where she's not gotten along with certain people and they were able to film. But I mean, this is so like there is this New Jersey pause, which you can call it whatever you want, but it normally starts filming 2 weeks after, and they're not doing that. So they really are trying to and the public is, I mean, the difference. Ravenous. Trust me. When I have a guest on that is pro one or pro the other, it is like it is like 50-50. People are, so like Bravo just wants this to die down. I mean,